James Strickland is on the warpath. He will be competing July 29th. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Jeremy Hornspray, he'll be in the 275s. Jeremy Hornspray will be in the 242s. Julius Maddox might possibly be competing as a super heavyweight. And Robert Wilkerson is confirmed to compete as a super heavyweight. So this is going to be one of the most awesome bench press lineups ever. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the home of Bear Bryant, or the late Bear Bryant. University of Alabama is going to be awesome. 6'10" here for 2 reps. Got a good pause on the first rep. Second rep, good pause. Definitely one in the tank. We'll put this about an RPE 9 here. And that's a lifetime PR for James. Looking awesome. On to the close grip bench press with a slingshot. He did 515 right there. Next on to 575. Smoked that. Then finally to 625. We don't have a video of that. But this is a great way to take some of the strain off your shoulders and just really overload the triceps with a slingshot. So I think I even suggest use it with bodybuilders sometime for that definitive purpose right there. Speed bench press, 465 for 3 reps. He's doing a great job. Form looks dialed in. Moving the barbell from point A to point B with maximum acceleration, never sacrificing technique, tightness, and that maximizes tension there. Think about that over the course of a lifetime. So say you just do 20 reps in a bench press workout. If every single one of them is moved from point A to point B with maximum acceleration without sacrificing technique, say you just do bench press once a week, 20 reps, for 10 weeks it's 200 reps, 100 weeks, do 2,000, blah, blah, blah. So if you keep doing that over and over in the way I'm talking about over the course of workouts, months, years, that's going to add up, and you're going to have a huge, after 4 or 5 years, your strength is going to be so much higher than somebody who doesn't. That's one of the most important things I took away from my tutelage under Fred Hatfield, is we had many late night discussions in the bar room after a seminar of what separates really strong people from really weak people. And regardless, it really usually came back to strong guys inherently get how to compensatory accelerate the weight. So a lot of times they might not have any sort of formal training in how to do that, but they instinctively do it. So that's huge. So if you want to maximize your strength, you need to learn compensatory acceleration training. I've done many articles on it. It was huge that Fred introduced this concept to me. When the first seminar I ever went to for International Sports Science ISSA, I was 19 years old. And it was a couple days long, but that's the thing I took away the most was, then obviously the chest supported row right there. The reason we choose that over a regular bent over row is we're taking the stress off the lower back. We're hammering the upper back, taking the strain off the lower back. So if I program these in and someone doesn't have it, I don't say, hey, do pendlay rows. Instead, no, we'll do like some kind of incline chest supported row, seal row or something like that, because that is the main thing, is to take the stress off the lower back, because a bent over row does put a lot of stress on the lower back. So dips, getting to parallel here. We didn't get the whole video last week, but these weren't deep enough, so I talked to him. That's exactly where I want him. James, if he corrects something, doesn't make a raise hell and cry about it. He just gets the job done. So there with the dips, he went 205 for a set of 6 and a set of 8, getting good depth. Also last week, again, we didn't have the whole workout, but he got a set of the flies, and he wasn't doing a very good job pausing them here. That's exactly it. You're not trying to camp out there for an hour at the bottom. You just, you ensure optimal range of motion, break up the eccentric, concentric chain, squeeze them together, stopping about 4 inches apart, keeps continuous constant tension on the pecs. So you want to get those chesticles swollen on this. This is not, a compound movement. It's an isolation movement. So a lot of times what happens, like I've talked about over and over, is with heavy flies, they morph into bastardized presses, and that's not what we want. We want a fly, not an extension, not a press. 3 sets of 12 here, 50 pounds, getting a good pause at the bottom, and looks awesome here. That's exactly how we do it right here. And James is a fighter here. When I gave him this all these technical cues, again, we didn't have the whole video, but he really took it to heart in every single one I talked about, with the dips, the flies right here. He took it to heart, got it done. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, sometimes when you give people constructive criticism, they, raise hell about it and get their feelings hurt. But, champions, they just want to get the job done. It's not an emotional thing. It's a pragmatic thing, the way to get it done. So here we go. Again, final set. 12 reps here again with 50 pounds. Looking at good. So if you need like a technical demonstration on this exercise, this would be a good one to follow right here. Very excited about what's going to happen July 29th in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And the meet will be sanctioned by the APA, Great Federation. And getting a good squeeze. Remember, so if you ever like have any doubts on a fly, just think about almost like a giant bear hug. Squeeze. Not a press, not an extension. Good giant squeeze. And I, as well as noticed other people have been using these more and more with raw bench pressers. They kind of fell out of favor for a long time when basically there wasn't as much internet. There's a lot of magazines and things like that, and a lot of bench pressers are only trained in shirts. We're talking a lot about how flies have no place. Well, obviously, if the shirt's doing the work for you out of the bottom, they don't have a huge place. I mean, although I'd still argue for structural balance, but raw bench pressing, ultimately what a bodybuilder's classified as a chest exercise. So we can call it, it's a compound movement, but it is a chest exercise. So you definitely need to get some sort of overload isolation if you can't handle flies. So the dumbbell pause flies are a good alternative, cables, chains, bands, things like that. But you want to have a big, strong chest, and it truly maximizes development. There will need to be some sort of isolation movement here. Next, we're on dumbbell floor pause tricep extensions. James could keep his elbows in tightly, a little tighter, and definitely there. And he's getting a better pause at the bottom. We had talked about this, but I still think triceps are definitely. We've been hammering them, but they're still certainly not up to snuff with everything else. They're coming along very nicely. That's why you've seen the exponential increases in his bench press. So, the work we're doing so far is working well, but there's still a lot of work to be done. That's we got to look at it, So, and that's what you guys got to do as lifters is you just got to embrace the process. Don't always be looking just at the future. Obviously, you know where you want to be, but you have to embrace this present moment and enjoy hammering his triceps, because brick by brick, as he pounds away here, he's going to be, this is what's going to give him that 700-pound bench here is not just bench pressing heavy, because if that's all you ever did, he would eventually have some sort of compensatory movement pattern. So best case scenario is he would have a long plateau. Worst case scenario, he'd have some sort of injury because of it. So that's the idea here is we're really trying to bring up James's tricep strength. It's getting better and better and better. We hit him very hard another day a week, and looking good here, but definitely improving. So this is 55 pounds for 5 sets of 10 reps here. So you look at all the triceps we did today. So we did the heavy, we did heavy slingshot bench presses. It's a compound movement, very tricep oriented. So we fought 3 sets there, heavy singles. We did the 2 sets of very heavy dips, and now we're doing the 5 sets of dumbbell pause tricep extensions here. So we went 5 very heavy sets, 5 more. This is not light. I mean, it's high intensity, but it's not like a real central nervous system demanding movement. So 10 total sets of triceps, with 5 being heavy when it's not some sort of arm movement, to give you an idea on the type of volume we did here. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe on these videos. We appreciate you watching. Thanks.